What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back here with another video. And today, this is a video I haven't done since July of last year. It is a Jaguars 7-round mock draft. Honestly, I've been drafting so much for the Jaguars and all these drafts I've been doing that I kind of forgot to actually make an exclusive video for them. So here we are. Let's have some fun, guys. If you guys are new, hit the subscribe button, like, comment. You guys know what to do. We just reached 2K, which is awesome. I love it. Thank you guys so much for it. I really do appreciate it. And let's get to 3K by draft day. Remember that, 3K by draft day. But starting off with the #1 overall pick, do we need to talk about this, guys? It's Trevor Lawrence, right? So Trevor Lawrence, blue chip prospect. We need to get a quarterback in there. Gardner Minshew hasn't been the guy. Do we really need to discuss it at all? Of course, I didn't click start the draft because, I normally do that. But Trevor Lawrence is going to be obviously that blue chip prospect that we're looking for. Somebody who is going to be an extremely high ceiling type of player with a very good floor as well. Obviously, he has some issues with his staring. I think that people are overrating him a little bit, but I think every prospect has their flaws. For around a 21-year-old, he's pretty damn good. Let's just put it that way. I think the hype has just been going on for so long that people are kind of getting tired of it. Again, we're not going to be doing trades just because too much RNG, but again, I think that the idea of Trevor Lawrence being QB1 for a while has just been so boring that people want, like ESPN, want to change up the narrative, and it's not going to happen. So looking at the guys on the board right now, I'm 100% focused on two positions right now: cornerback, tackle. And at the top of the second, Asante Samuel Jr. is going to be there at the top of the second. So obviously there's a whole new board shift for TDN. So this is something that's brand new to me. Greg Newsome coming up all the way to 37. So I'm pretty confident that we get our guy Asante Samuel, spoiler alert, in the next round. But I'm looking at the tackles on the board right now. And if we pass on one of these guys here, there is 100% a chance that all three of these guys could be taken by our spot. Because, I mean, technically all these teams have tackle in their needs, which is kind of bullshit. But looking at it, Jalen Mayfield has the most potential out of these guys, projects as a tackle/guard. But Eichenberg, he's going to be a solid right tackle for us. It's a real toss-up here. Redun's also, but I don't think we need to get somebody. Obviously, Eichenberg's pretty old too. I just love the idea of getting a kid. Like, look how young he is. He's literally less than a year older than me. It's like, damn. This guy has so much room for growth as well. If you want to stick him in at offensive guard, so it says he's a starting offensive tackle, but like I'm 100% going to be going on the tackle route with Jalen Mayfield just because also he does have that flexibility if you need him to. Jalen Mayfield, I don't know why they're kicking him back down. They had him up at like 19 and they kicked him to 32. It's to our benefit. Again, no trades because that's kind of BS. But Jalen Mayfield's an absolute beast. We saw him. He's shown the potential. He's shown development too. I'm a huge fan of Jalen Mayfield. So next pick, like we got to look at the cornerbacks, and we don't need a slot corner right now. Aaron Robinson would be I can honestly see him being a Jaguar, but I'm pretty sure we want to run more of a man scheme because of the fact that CJ Henderson is so man heavy. Obviously, if you try to implement a zone scheme, this team's going to fail, right? It's just not going to do well. Looked at the guys who are on roster. You have a lot of young cornerback talent, but not a cornerback too. Sidney Jones, also a free agent. I'm 100% down to either go Asante Samuel or we could go Pat Freiermuth here. To me, it's like Pat Freiermuth might not be there at the next pick, given the fact that the Falcons might nab him. Ooh, can we take the potential of losing Asante Samuel Jr.? I think worst case scenario, we get Tyson Campbell, who I have an early second on, studying every single rep they did. I think that we can take the risk of potentially not getting Asante Samuel to be able to get a tight end because it is such a big need on the team. When the more I looked at the guys on roster, it's like Josh Oliver's your top tight end who's still under contract, and we all know how Josh Oliver has developed, and it's not too bueno, to put it very simply. So we're going to be getting Pat Freiermuth here. I'm not a fan of that idea just because I really think that I'd rather go corner there. But again, the Falcons like to pick up tight ends in this mock draft simulator, which I think is complete bullshit. In real life, I would have went Asante Samuel Jr. 10 out of 10 there, so don't worry. I'm not that stupid. But, hey, we're here at pick 45, and I'm pretty sure Asante Samuel is still on the board. He is Eric Stokes' primary zone corner. I did another deep study on him as well. Kelvin Joseph, he just didn't look that good against even Kyle Pitts. I'm not 100% high on Kelvin Joseph. I'm really high on Asante Samuel Jr., though. Really, really, really talented corner out of Florida State. So you guys already know this is my usual draft board fall, except I usually don't get Jalen Mayfield. He's usually gone to the Bears, or at least to the Colts by pick 21. So being able to have him as a faller is quite nice. And again, we're not doing trades just because it's a little bit too much, and it's a little bit ridiculous that it continues to try to force that on us, but it's okay. Next pick, I think we all know where we got to go. We could go a slot corner / strong safety here in Elijah Molden, but you got Javon Holland on the board. I don't think we can pass this up. He can also play slot corner, but the safety position is so bereft on this team. Like, there's nothing there. I don't mean to be rude, but there's nothing there. Javon Holland needs to be this pick. We need to be able to develop our squad up a little bit better than that. I have a mid first on Elijah Molden. I think he's like probably going to be around like 15, 16 for me, just because I love him that much. Also, NFL teams see him that way too. But Javon Holland, he just adds that versatility as well if you need a slot corner. But he's going to be really good in coverage. That's what you want. Because I'm going to give you guys a quick hint. We're getting another safety to be an enforcer. I might be intrigued to go a linebacker. I'm not really, but might be semi-intrigued. No, never mind. I'm not even going to do it. Jabril Cox falling to the mid to third is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. De'Ami Brown might be a sneaky second as well. Just like super young, super talented. Somebody who teams are going to like. And Sean Wade to the Niners wouldn't be a horrible pick, but I think they run cover 3. When looking at this, this is interesting because Keith Taylor is here. I'm obviously not going to get him, but Paris Ford is here. I don't think we can pass up on Paris Ford. I know that one of my biggest Jaguars fans, he loves the idea of Paris Ford as well as Javon Holland. So I know you guys definitely need 2 safeties. It says that you've already taken a safety, 100% true. But Paris Ford's still on the board, and you're getting him in the 4th. He's a true enforcer. He can play as a box linebacker if you want him to, but he's going to be able to just really add that true hit power over the middle, something I really like and something that's really good for the 4th round. He's giving you something that a lot of 4th rounders can't really do, and that's a versatile player with a very solid IQ. As long as he doesn't get thrown out of the game for leading with his head, this dude is going to be a havoc wrecker over the middle. So, huge fan of that pick right there. I'm very happy the board has fallen to us this way. So obviously in real life, this all will be super different. Tyler Shelvin could be a 1st round pick for all we know. Like, there's just random stuff that will happen like that. Jamie Newman's only one team needs to fall in love with him, right? But looking at the next pick, it's like, because I haven't seen it. Seth Williams is here. This is interesting because DJ Chark's up for a new contract. The question is, do we want to pay him? Seth Williams would be such a good guy on the squad. I know we don't need wide receiver. We're down to 4 of them right now, actually. Seth Williams is just too good, guys. Can we pass up on that? Let's look at the edges, right? Ellerson Smith, Shaka Toney later on. I think I'd rather take that chance of them not taking all of these guys. I want to see what our next pick is. Let's just look at the Titans. So we got pick 146, right? I think we're going to be perfectly fine on being able to get at least one of these guys. I 100% am down for getting Seth Williams. I don't understand how the hell he's here. I think it's ridiculous that he's here. I've done a report on him, and I saw red flags, and I still gave him a late 3rd. Like, that is ridiculous that he's here. I'm fine with taking him late 2nd. You guys ever want to know my idea is that if I give a player like a mid 3rd, if he's a perfect scheme fit and a need, take him a full round earlier. I'm perfectly fine with that. Right now, Seth Williams is just absolutely, like, he's unreal. I could see Seth Williams going to, like, Tampa Bay at the end of the 2nd. If they really want to go balls to the wall, I'd be 100% fine with that. So I hope to God they didn't just take all the edges right there. I saw a lot of edges go off the board. No, okay, there's a lot of them still there. I just saw somebody go. I was like, ooh, shit. But now we got Rashad Weaver, Shaka Toney. I'm really pissed that we can't get Ellerson Smith here because he's a guy who I'd probably want. We run a 3-4, especially given the fact that you have 2 outside linebackers as pass rushers. So we're going to want more beefy, like 260, 270 as our edge on the inside. Luckily, these guys are actually fitting that mold pretty well, except Jonathan Cooper. Shaka's pretty light. Yeah, Shaka's going to be an outside linebacker in a 3-4 scheme. Something that we don't really need. We need some solid DNs here. So looking at it, I'm down to Dalen Hayes, who I'm quite surprised he's that size. Hayes actually played pretty well in the Senior Bowl. So it's something to definitely look at. Rashad Weaver, again, somebody who could definitely potentially be a monster in the NFL. Had a pretty good spin move in one-on-ones in the Senior Bowl. So honestly, I might be just stuck on Rashad Weaver right now. We might go the pit train twice in a row because it's down to these two guys. And I think that Dalen Hayes really good. I'm a little bit weary about Notre Dame players now that I've seen Jerry Tillery kind of bust. So obviously that doesn't mean he's going to bust. But I'm a more of a fan of Rashad Weaver here. I think he's a really talented player, and I know a lot of you guys are a huge fan of Rashad Weaver. So getting him here in the early fifth, it's kind of similar to Curtis Weaver. Right? Was it Curtis Weaver? Um, it was like last year. I think his name was Curtis Weaver, but he fell to the fifth after PFF was saying, "Yo, let's take him in the first." So it's awesome. I know my hair is absolute garbage today, guys. You don't need to comment on that. We already know that. It's been ingrained in my memory. But looking at the next pick, we might want to get a nose tackle if we want to, like a Chris Tonga. Like, I'm not 100% sure if we want to have Taven Bryan be our nose tackle. He could be a good 3-4 D end as well. If we pair him up with Rashad Weaver, that'd be a solid pairing. I'm down for Chris Tonga right here, guys. Let's look at the rest of the board. Let's see who's still available. Jonathan Cooper. You could have Javion Hawkins for a 1-2 punch with the Thunder and Lightning, which might be someplace I'm actually going. I want to see what our next pick is again. I want to make sure that I understand when our next pick's going to be, and it's for 223. So now we're stuck between Javion Hawkins, who's an absolute speed burner, and then we can look at Chris Tonga, who's going to be an absolute plug in the middle. So the question is, can we? I don't think we can let Javion Hawkins go, guys. And here's why: Javion Hawkins has like 4.3 speed. He's insanely fast. If you're able to have Robinson just be able to pound up that middle, and then you have Hawkins as a guy for Trevor Lawrence to check down to, it's a pretty dangerous duo right there. I'm a huge fan of this. Let's go Javion Hawkins here. I usually get him for you guys anyways. I think I usually get him around like the 4th, 5th round. So this is pretty accurate compared to what I normally do. I'm a huge fan of Javion Hawkins. So hopefully, I mean, you never know. Chris Tonga could fall, but it's pretty damn unlikely. So we got to go through the entire 6th round just waiting to see what happens, and it's a little bit annoying, but that's the glory of being able to just wait and have this all be like automated. So Chris Tonga is the last guy on the board. He's not going to make it to us. It's unfortunate, but I mean, damn, Chris Tonga. All right, his name is like Kairos Tonga, but I call him Chris Tonga. He's an absolute stud. He's going to be a good plug in the middle for any team that takes him. It's just, again, I think we got way more value out of somebody who can make a bigger impact at day one, especially with the idea that we still have Taven Bryan in there. So I'm 100% down for taking Javion Hawkins where we did. Looking at the next pick, though, I mean, Jalen Darden could be a good weapon. I know we already you guys know me. I love my Jalen Darden, so I'm probably a little bit more biased towards it. I have a mid second on Jalen Darden, so that's going to influence my thinking a little bit, right? I think that Jalen Darden might be a good pick here. Again, we're down to 4 wide receivers on the roster, one of which could be probably leaving in DJ Chark, which we could, of course, franchise tag and trade. I think that he's going to get traded this year by the deadline. That's just a gut feeling. If they get Seth Williams in the fourth, like it depends on the draft falls. If they get some solid weapons, he's traded by the trade deadline. But if he's not, like if we don't get him, then there's different cause for concern. I think Jalen Darden would be a really, really good gadget weapon on the squad. Just imagine Javion Hawkins, and Jalen Darden might both be on the field at the same time. Very dangerous. You have Laviska Shenault out there. Again, you'll have Seth Williams out there. You have a couple weapons out there, Colin Johnson as well. Let Trevor Lawrence rip, man. And he's going to be looking for his Amari Rodgers type of player, somebody who's going to be able to get open in the short game and be really good after the catch. Jalen Darden is going to be his Amari Rodgers. I don't think Laviska Shenault can play like an Amari Rodgers could. I think you want to give him something that's really good in the short game. Jalen Darden, to me, is 100% the pick. I just can't pass up on Jalen Darden. He's just way too good. So I'm 100% a fan of using Jalen's talent with Trevor Lawrence and being able to maximize the potential for this team. And I'm thinking maybe we could sneak a lineman in here if there's one available. The only one I could see is Hodge here because he is pretty talented, especially for this late in the draft. And because the BYU guys, they know how the hell to run block. So you're basically just getting a guy who could step in, worst case scenario. I'm 100% down to get Tristan Hodge here. Definitely going to be a good value in the squad. Just some extra depth on the squad. Nothing too bad about it. Obviously, we could have went like a Robert Rochelle if we wanted to go to a zone scheme. DJ Daniel there, get some extra corner depth. But hey, I mean, looking at the draft, we fixed the offense, man. We got some extra line help. We got our quarterback of the future. We got some weapons for him. Like, look at that. Look at all the weapons, man. I think all these guys are going to be gone by the third round. Personally, I think all these guys are going to be gone. But then we got some extra safety help right here. The secondary's fixed pretty much. You have a good secondary. Your linebackers are solid. Got some extra edge help on the inside. That could probably be something you could address in free agency. Same thing with the line issue. But, I mean, if the draft falls this way, you guys need to go home, chant hallelujah. It is amazing. So let me know what you guys think. I mean, I love this draft. It's great. And it's been long overdue. I'll see you on the far side, though. Peace.